can share your screen.
I'm going to share screen. Okay.
Super.
Yeah. Can you see my screen?
Yes.
Okay, I need to enlarge it, right? I need to actually, let me see, slideshow. Yeah, play from current. I just did this like a while ago. I thought I'll just put some figures there. Okay, so actually there is a lot of things to share, but I just can't share. There's so much, you know, in this book. This is a learning guide. So what I gleaned from the learning is the most used social media platform in 2021 January. YouTube is actually exploding. It's an eyeball now, and a percentage of internet users aged 16 to 64 that has used each platform in the past month. So I assume it's taken for December. So it's 88.3%. WhatsApp and Telegram. I think Telegram, a lot of people are moving to Telegram. And of course, I mean, people at my age, I have this problem with looking at tiny fonts. Telegram, you know, is very small. So I'm still comfortable with WhatsApp. And apparently WhatsApp is connected to Facebook. Now, if you create a Facebook profile or page or group, I think they will connect you with WhatsApp. That is, if you want your phone number to be visible, which I'm currently not doing it, it's 87.1%. And Facebook is actually a social networking. So if you have Facebook profile, it's kind of like a funnel. That means you notice for me, I share a lot of, Turapo is coming in. So I share a lot of personal things, which I've actually started many years ago. But of course, over the last few years, when I resigned from non-profit organization, I sort of share more and more. And that's 82%. So from a profile, which is personal, is general things, then you can actually share on your business page. So I have a business page, Mindset Coaching, which I have not been very regular in posting. And of course, there's Instagram, which I begin to post more often. So basically, it's more video and photo sharing. And of course, it's gone into IGTV, right? IGTV, I sort of play with it, and I realized that I have to do more than 1 minute for it to be successfully uploaded. And Facebook Messenger, I went to take a look at Facebook Messenger. I'm not very clear with how it's going to be done. But I just had a conversation with my daughter earlier this afternoon. I told her I wanted to do a Zoom. I want to have a premium Zoom account. And she said, Mommy, you are going so many places. Can you manage? You know, why don't you do this? Use Facebook page. And I say, because I'm giving a talk, and actually it's going to be a paid talk to a company for lunchtime. So I said, I need to do that because that's what they actually asked me to do, which in a way is good if they don't create a Zoom, because then I will collect the data. Usually company will create a Zoom, they host it, and then they will invite you in to talk. But this particular company, I don't know why, they asked me to host it. So I said, okay. And then they asked me to give them the people who registered in my talk, the people that came from the company, and give it to her after that. So anyway, that's going to happen in 5th of May. So I'm now still trying to find out how can it be done in a group. So actually I have a Facebook page. And during the class, I don't even know page or group, you know. So I learned, and I started to learn, okay, a group is if I want to form a community. If it's a page, it's more like a more business way where you can upload contents. So I created a Facebook page called Ikigai in Blue Zone, probably 2 years ago. But then I didn't activate it because we started with, then we sort of evolved into Ikigai Love. But Ikigai Love, there is one issue because somebody is a bit private, so doesn't want to put it as a public. So that becomes an issue. And so during the class, I realized we have to show face no matter what, social media. If you are shy, then you can't connect with people and spread whatever message you want to, sort of reach out to more people.
Sorry,
so anyway,
Dolly, are Team Tarako waiting to get in? Because you're now the host, so you have to accept them in.
Oh dear. I thought you're going to make me a co-host so that you can actually admit
I don't think I have the next level, but I think you need to go to the next level to have multiple hosts.
Oh, okay. I'm learning something from you. Okay, I just admitted then.
Okay.
Sorry. Okay. Am I going too fast?
Nope.
No. Okay. Am I too loud?
Nope.
Oh, okay. Thanks. Somebody asked me to buy a webcam, so I don't know. Do you think I need a webcam?
If you're going to take it to the next level, yeah, you probably do. But right now you're clear. You might just want to be looking a little bit more into the screen. Have your eyes looking at the camera and making your head a little bit, yeah. So you can see our different sizes of our head. You want to sort of guide people so that they're in the picture, that they can be seen, that you can have some type of eye contact.
So I need to go closer to the camera. You mean like?
Well, I think you're doing really good the way you are right now. Yes.
Okay. Thank you. Okay. Hi. Where's Irene?
She's here. She's going to join us now.
Okay. So, well, I was just sharing with the rest of the Heart Circle about my course that I took, social media marketing. And of course, I have this mental block, right? Okay, sorry about the Facebook Messenger. My daughter said she actually paid somebody did a presentation on Facebook group, and there were 100 over people who pay for this person who hosts in Facebook group. So I'm trying to see whether I could do that. I really have no experience doing that. Whether I should do it in Zoom or in Facebook. So I'm exploring now. Now, LinkedIn, I was so resistant in going to LinkedIn, right? Remember, Dave Rogers, you actually in the beginning already told us, please go to LinkedIn. Then I told myself now, what kind of audience do I want? Who are my target audience? And I somehow don't like to work with people in the corporate, because I did how to reinvent yourself with Ikigai lifestyle workshop in a corporate company in Singapore. That was last year with another person. Somehow I feel that the energy doesn't have that personal connection. They are so busy and the environment is so corporate that wow, they just want to get back into their work, and it's like a whole day thing, and they're so busy really. So I wasn't sure whether they really get it, and I think that's the mindset I have to sort of have a breakthrough, because I just want, my intention is want people to have that personal transformation. And if I see a few people not getting it, like they are not present in the room somehow. Anyway, this is a mindset I have to break through. There's some background noise. Is it from Torako? Yes. So the next one, let me see. Is there any question on this presentation? Can I move on?
Yes.
Okay, thank you. And I also extracted these 5 stages of buyer's journey. So basically the 5 stages is about creating awareness. Why do you want to be in the social media? Is to create awareness and interest, consideration, and then you of course have to have conversion and definitely retention. And that's why we want to have things like Get Response, MailChimp, or there are so many software now to capture people's data. And you want to create awareness, keep the audience engaged and interested. And that's why I know Dave Rogers, you mentioned so many times, and you actually did it and encourage us to do the like and then to comment. So we have been doing that, except I wasn't that regular for the past 1 month, I think. So basically, social media help to convert and retain our customer. Okay. I think I must have missed out one slide. Let me see. Okay, I missed out one slide. This is the Ikigai lifestyle, which I just created a group because I wasn't sure how to convert my page into a group. So fortunately, I get back to the trainer, and then she told me, you can just create a new group. So why lifestyle? Because I'm literally living an ikigai lifestyle, and I want to integrate that into my life so that I can have some balance and not like, wow, every day in the social media and then I have no life. I want to walk my talk and talk my walk. So that's the reason. So basically, ikigai lifestyle is really like what Dave Rogers have been talking about. And actually, you have an Instagram called Continual Shift, which is exactly what is happening to me. I'm continuously shifting. Yeah. Hi, Erin. So for me, it's fitter, healthier, and happier. And whoever wants to do anything, the alignment, I'm very clear. They need to align with me. They want to be fitter, healthier, and happier. And of course, my ABC value, which I've shared with you all, I think quite long ago. A means add value to myself and other people. B means build self-belief and confidence. C means connection and collaboration. So when I talk to people, I find that there's alignment. And when I share with them my ABC, now, my Ikigai members, a few of them are resonating more and more. And then today I just have a conversation with another member, and she's going to do the fitness, which is so beautiful. And, that becomes her Ikigai. That becomes her passion because she enjoys. She wake up, she go to the gym at least 4 to 5 times. So for the last 2 years, we have been trying to find our ikigai, and it's not something you wake up and you say, "Oh, I found my ikigai." It is a journey. So I hope everybody resonates with what I'm saying. Is there any question?
It's very good, Dolly. That visual is really wonderful. It really captures. In fact, I'm inviting everybody to utilize the last 2 slides you just showed us, because it's very relevant. And if you can get your message down to, and again, it's 5 words, 5 stages. That is such a beautiful component of the process that we need to go. The journey, there tends to be 3, 4, 5 steps. And so really fantastic. Anyone else? Jacqueline, Bill?
I have a question.
Okay. Hello, Suan.
Hi, hello, everyone. So this is for Dolly. If you can go back to your previous visual. No, the
Ikigai.
Yes.
Oh,
okay. Yes. Okay. My question is around your choice for the visual of the top right corner beside your text logo. Why are you using a hanger?
I see. I don't know why I use the hanger. I think it is my Microsoft, probably one of the Microsoft design that pops out, I don't know.
Okay.
Either that or I just took out from some.
Okay. So from a marketing perspective, and based on the information that you shared in discussing this slide, because you are positioning your brand on this slide, you need to align that image with the word you, because that is what's drawing the eye to this visual. Everything else underneath are your supporting images, because those are your icons, but your logo and your brand is focusing on you. So you need to find an image that aligns with you. My recommendation is to put a lifestyle image in this slide. People relate to people. So the target audience that you are focusing on, find a lifestyle image of the target audience you are focusing on.
Thank you. That's very good. Fantastic. Thank you so much. So
You're welcome.
do you think, my 3 pillar is fitter, healthier, and happier. Would you think that this will become a holistic lifestyle? Because I'm not talking about just being fit. I'm talking about fitter, healthier, and happier.
Yes. So your image that you choose, the lifestyle image, has to reflect those 3 pillars. And if you can find an image that has people in it, it's going to reinforce the you. And also when you choose that image, you have to choose similar images for anything you do going forward, because that is what you're building your brand around.
I see. Okay, that's a very, very good point. Thank you. Thank you so much.
You're welcome.
I can't see Suen in my laptop. I may see Dave and Bill and Jacqueline
Okay.
and yeah.
Let's see if I
see
can
it.
change my view here.
No, I think it's my gallery. I need to change my gallery or my grid, isn't it? Yeah, I changed my grid. I got it. I got you in. Thank you.
You're welcome.
Thank you very
Because
much. Okay.
if I can just quickly say, because when I saw the hanger and heard what you were describing, your process around social media, everything else, the connotation of a hanger to me, when I look at your visual, because it doesn't say anything about your 3 pillars, it's like, I'm just going to hang this out there and see what happens. That's not what you want to communicate.
No.
So please use a visual of the target audience, because that will show that you are speaking to your target audience.
Yes. Okay.
Excellent.
Okay.
Let's leave that visual up there, because that was part of today's presentation, was to get Suen to take us through some key questions that we can ask ourselves when we're preparing our posts, when we're doing our marketing. And so just like what we've just experienced, which I couldn't have orchestrated it better. When I saw the visual, I said, wow, that's great. Yet then Suen comes in with her marketing hat and she's asking, what's the picture got to do with fitter, healthier, happier? And it's funny, then she tells us a little bit about it from her marketing perspective. And immediately I said, what does the picture mean? Well, for me, it was, I moved to people hanging themselves. And so that's the differences that people can experience. Yet it's one of the reasons why I wanted and invited Suen to actually take us through that process of when you're going to post with meaning. And so Suen, would you like to maybe continue with your key questions and sharing today? If that's okay,
Sure.
Dolly, have you got more slides, Dolly, or has that been your presentation?
It's my presentation because we're going to talk about the NFT, right? Later on. So
well, leave that slide up, and Suen, if you could maybe continue, because raise your hand if this is of value and you like this discussion today. All right, because I don't want to bore everyone, and this is really I'm running a social media group in India right now, and I'm like, wow. I'm really paddling hard to stay above, because they're all 20, right? And they've got the skills that they do this with breathing, and I've got to continue to work on it. So it's one of the reasons why I'm recording it also. So okay. Suen, please.
Okay. So can I really quickly just get can you tell me what you feel marketing is? Anybody, just really quickly?
Well, it's funny because my son took marketing and dropped out because he couldn't believe there was so many analytics involved. Yes. I think we all look at it as a creative source, whereas there's so much data and mathematics in it as well.
Yeah. So because there is so much to cover in this, and I'm just going to keep it very succinct. But generally with marketing is not the creative. Marketing is understanding your brand and how you want to communicate it to your target audience. And so there is a whole aspect under marketing. So marketing has data analytics, as Jacqueline mentioned. Another part of marketing is your brand image. Another part of marketing is your communication image. Another part of marketing is your social media. Another part of marketing is your media and your PR. Another part of marketing is your web presence. Another part of marketing is word of mouth. Another part of marketing is you yourself, how you position yourself when you're promoting your business, because you become your brand as well when you're developing your business. That's a whole lot of marketing. We are living in a world where everybody's so focused on social media, but social media is only one aspect of marketing. It is not your entire marketing plan. There are different channels in marketing. And this one key thing that I will advise today is map out what your marketing strategy is first. Then map out what your marketing plan is. Your marketing strategy is your SMART goals. What is it you want to achieve within a specific time frame? And then your marketing plan is your blueprint to achieve your SMART plan. So David was mentioning about social media. When you're looking at social media, understand that it's just one channel of many channels in marketing. So, for example, Dolly has built out her Facebook page, she's built out a web page, and she's now building out her social media page, her social media networks. In her marketing plan, as Dolly is the example here, from a social media aspect, she has to choose. Now she's focusing on Facebook. So what she'll need to do in her marketing plan is she'll have to say, okay, I've created this group in Facebook. How many members do I want in this Facebook group? That's target number one. If she says I want 100 members in this group, everything she does in Facebook group is to build a subscription that adds up to 100 people. So all of her communications in Facebook will have a call to action that will drive the 3 pillars. And if this resonates with her target audience, she will gradually, month by month, depending on her SMART goals, build up towards 100 people. And that's just focusing on Facebook, not the other platforms, just Facebook. So what I'm saying is you need to get focused, pick one platform, focus on that platform for 6 months, build it up, and then work on your other platforms. When you try to do 4 platforms all at the same time, it gets too confusing and your message gets diluted. Questions so far?
Yes, I know I have a lot of things to do.
So let's just say we're going to focus on Facebook for now. So.
Oh, sorry. Let me just, Sue-Ann, just one sec. I guess what I'm hearing, and I think this is so important, Dolly, it's, I don't think Sue-Ann's saying do a lot. She's actually saying slow it down and focus and do it meticulously. And she's actually even heard like, my jaw almost dropped, like 6 months. And so many of our experiments in this group have sort of been a week or a month. And so what I'm hearing from Sue-Ann is it's okay to plan it and work on it as opposed to feeling you need to do everything yesterday. And that's sort of the marketing plan towards the goals, as opposed to always feeling you need to ramp things up.
Right. So if you're starting from a planning perspective, you'll be building campaigns. And again, it goes back to your SMART goal. If you say in 6 months' time, or in 4 months' time, or in 3 months' time, you want 100 people. So it's that target date you're going to put in front of yourself. And so when you put that target date, whether it's 3, 4, or 6 months in front of you, that's what you're working towards. And so you're going to start building your Facebook content based on that timeline. So for each month that you're building your campaign, if you say, I'm going to run 3 ads per month, then you have to work back. How many impressions do you want to get with those 3 ads per month? And what are you willing to spend for those 3 ads per month? And does your budget allow you to spend or to bid higher for those 3 ads per month? Once you've got that sequencing in mind and you've got your budget in mind for what you're going to do for your Facebook ads to generate those number of impressions and subscriptions. And keep in mind, impressions and subscriptions are different. Your 100 people are your subscriptions. These are the people you want to bring into your Facebook group. Your impressions reflects the engagement and how well a particular ad has done in Facebook. So what you're going to do is, this is where data analytics comes in. When you're looking at the results of the ad spend, and say you run one ad and another ad, you're going to go in and you're going to say, okay, ad number 1, I launched it on this date. It gave me 1,000 impressions. Ad 2 gave me 500 impressions. Ad 1 is the winning ad. Ad 1 is the ad I'm going to run next month because it gave me the most engagement, meaning people actually clicked on it, they spent time on it. But here's the tricky part. Even though ad 2 only had 500 impressions, but you actually got 10 subscribers coming into your group, ad 2 was actually more successful because you got subscribers coming to your group. That's the game of how to understand your analytics. Now, once you've got your winning ad, that's the ad you're going to keep going with to keep driving your subscriptions, members to your Facebook group. You can tweak the messaging, but when you're tweaking the messaging, you can't go that far out that you end up losing people. Questions so far?
Go ahead, Bill.
So, Ann, I'm helping a buddy of mine. Am I unmuted there? Yeah. I'm helping a buddy of mine. He's in real estate and he wants to get social media going and all that. He doesn't really have, he's the same age as Dave and I. And he doesn't want to have any part of it. So it's like, here, go do it. What kind of questions do you ask a customer when they say to you, here, take care of my social media? And they leave it at that. What kind of questions? So
your first question is budget. Your second question is, what is the brand message?
Okay.
And the third question is, what platform? Is it just Facebook? Is it Instagram? Is it just LinkedIn? He has to pick one.
Okay, so he can't, so I guess the big thing to tell him is that you cannot be totally hands off. There has to be input.
No. It's his brand that he's building. If you put the wrong message out there and you kill his sales, he's coming to blame you. He's not going to take ownership.
Right.
And he has to control what that message is out there. So as a real estate agent, if he's saying, I will sell your house in 1 month's time, and that message is not resonating and he's not seeing his sales, he's looking for somebody to blame. He's not going to take ownership. And he's going to come back and say, well, why did you put that out there? Because you gave me permission. And so your comeback is, I'm not putting anything out there until I get written approval from you that you have approved this visual, you've approved this message, and that takes the onus of responsibility to him, not you.
Okay.
And Bill, it's, as you can hear, it's a huge responsibility because people do feel right now they can just hire somebody to put them at the top of here and get the results, and that's a bit of a fallacy. It's such a key component right now when you're talking about the marketplace and the confusing parts of the marketplace, and to abscond from the responsibility of your marketing is similar from my perspective as absconding from your responsibility to finance. It's like any entrepreneur who gives away all of that power, it's like they're not really managing a business or an enterprise. So Anne, sorry, did you want to share?
Yes, I wanted to add. So when you're having that conversation with him, Bill, ask him why he became a real estate agent. If he cannot answer that question, you're going to have you're going to have to do a lift, because he has to clarify for you why he became a real estate agent. Because if he can answer that why, that's your nugget to building the brand around him.
Okay.
Oh, can I share something? I actually did a PowerPoint. I need to go back and check. I did one using the 5 Ys, five Ws. Why do you want to be on social media? Who is your target audience? What are you going to share? Where are you going to share? When are you going to share? So of course, what are you going to share is about the key message, USP, right? You call that unique selling point or unique value proposition. Is that the correct word?
That is correct. So the 5 whys are the basis of marketing. That's the first thing you will learn in any marketing class, any business class that you take. It's so okay, so let me take a step back. So if you end up going down the path of, say, a product marketer, you're going to be concerned with the 5 Ps. If you're like me, I'm concerned with the 5 whys. Why are we doing this? And that gives us the goals that we're driving towards. And so in your cases, you're looking at the 5 whys, what Dolly just spoke about. And so if you can identify and lay out all those 5 whys, even before you create anything, you're ahead of the game. If you start creating something and it doesn't answer those 5 whys, you're starting back at square one. Because if you throw it out there and it's not cohesive and it's not resonating with anybody, you're going to continue recycling it. So define those things first, have that in place, and that's going to help you build your creative pieces. And why I say is to take your time. It's not a race. You're not competing with yes, you're competing with your competitors out there, but you want to make sure you're reaching your audience. And so it's so key to know and have belief in the message that you're putting out there for your brand. If you get out there and your brand is too diluted, your audience is not going to really understand what you do and why you do it. And that's really, really key. So if you've all built your websites, go back to your websites, pull out the information that explains your why and what you're about and why you do it. And from that information, start peeling it back to find the nugget that is your message. And the nugget that is your message is what is going to be the basis for all of your social media, your PR, your word of mouth, any conferences or events, all of your collateral. If you deviate from that, you will start to dilute what it is you want people to take away about your products or about your personal brand.
I have a feeling that could be a really cool project for each of us to explore in the next couple of weeks, because I can just maybe, for instance, Hartmut, you might interview Irene a little bit about whether the waffles or the garden and really drill down on the 5 W's. And similarly, Irene, you could interview Hartmut a little bit more about Tarako travel in the way that, so we can almost go back to it and experiment. And again, of course, Bill and Jacqueline can do the similar type of little experiment and really distill it back, as I think that's really excellent. So, and I guess my question is, what could be a fun experiment for us to practice this? And I think you've laid out the why, the what, the who, and I'm gonna.
So I'm gonna be a bit of a realist here right now. When you start working on your why, it is not an overnight thing. It is going to require. It is a process. Thank you, Dolly. And it is going to take you, it's going to be the toughest part of this. And so do not treat it lightly. And my challenge to you is, when you find your core nugget, try and read it down into 5 to 10 words. If you cannot read it down to 5 to 10 words, you still don't have your why.
Okay, I actually did, sorry, thanks. This is the one that I want to share. Yeah, I think I didn't share this. Am I correct to say I missed this one, isn't it?
Correct.
I actually did this, but I missed this slide just now. So what I did for myself is, why do I want to be on social media? And for me, it's very clear. I have already got my mission: inspire and empower people and transition to embrace change because it's changing every day. There's a lot of changes. Increase confidence and celebrate life.
Okay, Dolly. Sorry, if we can pause there. The first question: why do you want to be on social media? Which one is the most important to you of those 4 points?
I seem to enjoy learning, sharing, and growing together. I feel that together we're stronger.
Okay, so my recommendation then is, because your messaging is going to get diluted because you're going to be trying to answer all those 4 points. Pick one point, and you're saying it's learn, share, grow. All of your messaging has to be learn, share, grow.
Okay.
Then what you can do is that becomes campaign number 1. And then you
okay, sorry. What if it's actually about empowerment? My core value is self-empowerment. But my mission is inspire and empower.
No. That is your brand. Your brand is empowerment. You're speaking about what you want to communicate on social media. What is the message you want your audience to learn about your brand? You're telling your audience that your brand is about learning, sharing, and growing, which is empowerment. That is your brand. So how are you going to communicate this on social media? So your first campaign is about learn, share, grow.
Okay.
And then when you give them the call to action and they go to your web page, that is where they're going to learn about empowerment.
Okay.
That's your first campaign. What is the second most important of those 4 points?
Sorry, what did you say?
What is the second most important of those 4 points after learn, share, grow?
Values.
No, that you don't have values in there. You put here why you want to do social media.
Actually, it's to live my values.
No, Dolly, no.
I didn't write there, but
no, Dolly, that is, stay away from that. We are looking at the 4 points on your screen. You're speaking about why you want to do social media. Which of these four after learn, share, grow do you want to focus on?
More important is number 3, updated with current affairs and the changes in the world. Both it's personal and social, yes.
Okay, so from a communication perspective, how are you going to adapt your message to reflect this? And why is that important? So these are the questions you have to ask yourself when you're building a social media plan, because social media is about communication. What is the message that you want to land with your target audience? So if you're saying that you want to communicate current affairs and changes in the world, how does that relate back to your brand about empowerment?
Okay, empowerment and share and grow. I'm not sure the word current affair is correctly used.
So these are the things you have to go back and ask yourself. So my suggestion is, I would say for this first round, limit it to maybe 2 points to keep it simple. And then once you get a handle on how your messaging is working, you expand. Where you have target audience, that is good. You've got 40 to 64, that's on point. What are you going to share? Things are personal and social transformation persistent. So that's too wordy and it's too vague. You have to be more specific.
I took this from Deepak Chopra's movement, and I sort of find that it's.
But is it your message?
It resonates with me now because I've been doing a personal transformation for the last 18 years.
But is your target audience going to understand that?
guess so. Because I am actually living it, you know, healthy. I believe we can live long, but we want to live healthy life. And then the joyful world is the part where it's fitter, healthier, and happier.
So what you need, so what you're going to put here, what are you going to share are your 3 pillars. It's not this. This is too vague.
Oh, okay. Okay. It should be the 3 pillars, right? Sorry, I wanted to type it there. I want to type straight away the 3 pillars.
I just typed it in the chat for you, Dolly. So what are you going to share? You got so many great pictures, video of healthier, happier, fitter.
Yes, I have. Yep.
Where are you going to share? Have you established your YouTube channel?
I started a YouTube channel many years ago, but now I start a new one. It's just the, what do you call it, thumb drive? A thumbnail, is it? I only had a thumbnail, but I don't have any contents inside.
So you have the videos? You have videos?
I have a lot of videos I have to edit and put it into the YouTube. I have a lot of videos.
Okay, so so my recommendation is, because you still have a lot of work to do for YouTube, put it in your marketing plan that is like your last platform. LinkedIn is a I would put LinkedIn first, because you probably have that already established.
Actually, no, I didn't activate my LinkedIn. I have not put any contents for quite a while. I only started to change update my profile, you know, the profile under
So my recommendation on this is remove LinkedIn, remove YouTube, stick with Facebook and IG.
Yep.
Because those are your main platforms right now. Because your LinkedIn and YouTube, you can work on that in the background. It's just going to confuse you and you're going to feel overwhelmed. Yes, go ahead, Jacqueline.
I've never heard of IG, so I'm just interested to know what that is.
It's Instagram.
Oh.
I actually want to do live IG. That means IGTV, right? I want to do live because I find I'm more spontaneous. You ask me to write contents, it's like I'm dragging my feet, you know.
Okay, the reason why I'm saying hold off on LinkedIn, because with LinkedIn, you need to write blogs and you have to have your blogs published and pushed to LinkedIn. Or if there's an article that you see that's relevant to your content, you can push it into LinkedIn.
I have a lot of blogs in my website. I have a website using Wix. I have a lot of blogs there.
But is it relevant and still current to what you're doing with your 3 pillars?
Yes, it's still Ikigai. I started with Ikigai lifestyle, and I've shown pictures walking in the forest, stuff like that. Yep.
Okay. Yeah. So you can take those select blogs and you can push them to LinkedIn, but make sure there's a call to action that directs them back to your website.
When you say call to action means click, find out more, and then I put my website there. Is that what you're saying?
Call to action is you're giving your target audience something to do. Do not post anything on social media or any of these platforms without giving your target audience something to do. So in the case of Turahau, they're going to be saying, watch our videos. That's their call to action. Or they may say, in the case of the garden that they're building out, they may say, click here to try this recipe. In your case, you're going to be saying
join us for a trial. Join us for a trial gym.
No, because you're building a Facebook members group, you're going to be saying, join us for this live event. And then through the live event, you're going to somehow get them to join you on the members group.
Oh, I have a talk. I have a free talk. Yes, I can ask them to come to Stop Parenting, Start Coaching talk.
Now, I see there you put email marketing. So you have an email, you have an email base, is that correct?
Okay, I have a problem here. I know there's this landing page I have to do. So if I have a landing page, I actually have an ebook, but I need to update the ebook to get them to, it's an ethical bribe, right? To get them to, you know, get a free ebook, they have to give me the email. But I'm stuck here because I'm stuck between using MailChimp or, you know, there are so many out there. I don't know which one to use. Contact something. There's a contact.
Constant Contact.
ConvertKit, is it? Sorry. Is it ConvertKit or Constant something?
It's Constant Contact.
Constant Contact.
Yeah.
And then there is a MailChimp. So I'm trying to find out which one is the better one.
Okay.
Yeah. Okay,
I wouldn't put, okay, so
the...
email marketing is your vehicle to reaching your audience, but it's not your social media platform.
Okay, I can ask them for the call to action. I can direct them to my landing page. Which
okay, so my question is,
yes.
My question is, do you have an email database? Meaning,
I have, but I lost it.
So you have to rebuild your email database.
Yes.
Okay.
So that's why I was thinking whether to use Facebook group to create event as a closed group create event and then capture the data there, or use Zoom, a premium account for Zoom.
But you still need emails for Zoom. So you've got the right approach. Use the Facebook to capture their email. Once you capture their email and you have permission to send them an email, then you can start sending out your emails.
So it's actually Facebook group, right? And it has
Yeah.
to be a closed group, correct?
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So my call to action I will have to keep directing them to my Facebook group, which is
Correct.
very new now.
Correct.
Okay, thank you.
Okay. So now you get the sense that marketing is not something you just sit and do and run. It requires a lot of planning.
Yes.
That's a key message today.
Thank you so much.
You're welcome.
Heart mode, any questions there? I'm going to bring just quickly around the circle. We've got about 7 minutes. Just any questions, feedback that you want to share at Heart mode?
Yeah, I'm just fascinated, Sven, with the knowledge that you're sharing with us to try and direct the action that one tries to establish into a meaningful thing. Because I still find myself doing a lot of things on email, and then also trying some things on LinkedIn, and then wondering why it's not really working. So I think you gave me so much to think now that I need to wrap my head around it and say, well, how do I start, not new, but just with the direction and with the aim and that 5 W's, and that to really establish something, and also look on my website and say, how do I get it in that just from a general waffle website to something that directs my clients as well to where I want them. So thank you so much for that. But I can just see that although I spent many hours and days and weeks already, I'm basically have to get back to the beginning and start resifting it and reshifting it in the right direction.
Yeah, it's you most likely have everything on your website. It's just a matter of picking what it is you want to use as that core message and build your social media around it.
And the whole idea about copywriting and those kind of things to get the call to action to really enthuse the people, and that's why I say getting them away from the sort of a waffle idea into a direction and say, please, here I am, I've got a good product, but make use of me, instead of just saying, oh, this is nice to look at, and they still don't get anywhere with it. So I think you're really getting us in the right direction, but I can see that we need a lot more guidance from your side in a week's time, when we get ourselves sort of restructured and saying, just to be able to ask you the right questions. I think that is the big problem already.
Okay.
Yes.
Irene?
Yeah, I would say it is just to direct, you're living a passion, but to direct the passion to make it interesting for other people and the want, create the want in others. That is quite a message. Thank you.
Yes. Yes.
And Bill?
Thanks for everything, Sue-Ann. I do have some questions. One of the big things I've picked up from today is that we still have, if you're helping somebody, it's all about team. Now, the person that, like, going back to my comment about my buddy, he doesn't want to, he wants to focus on what he's best at, selling houses. I understand that part. Then there's the emphasis that we still have to be a team. There still has to be participation. I got that. So when you're dealing with your customers, what are the two biggest objections or challenges that you have with them? And then what do you do to get around them?
The first challenge is they're not always clear on what the message that they want out there. And it requires having multiple meetings with them to get them to really focus on what it is they want to say. And the other part of it is what you're prepared to do. And that usually, if you start with a client brief, the client brief helps you get from your client what exactly it is that they want you to deliver. And so in the client brief, it outlines what the objective is, and it gets them to speak to what that actual, whether it's 3 points, 3 or 2 points for the messaging. And it also helps you focus on what it is you need to do. Because if he says, go out there and do your thing, and you're going down a path that he or she is not envisioning, guess what? You've just spent 80 hours of work for nothing, and you're not going to get paid for it. That's not wise. Right. So when you're working with a client, you have to get them to sit down. It could take 2 meetings, it could take 4 or 5 meetings, but they have to clarify for you what it is they want that message to be. Once you have that and you're confident you have the information you need, he can go away and book as many meetings as he wants, and he can do his sales and whatever he wants. However, once you've built all those messages for your client, you still need his approval. Because if the images is not resonating for him, it's likely not going to resonate for the audience. Or you may pick an image that resonates that he may not agree with. But if you feel strongly that this image will drive the message, then you have to convince him that this image is going to work.
Right. Okay.
And great question, Bill. Jacqueline?
No, I think that it's given me some great information to go away with. I think that this week we're going to work on our why. That's going to be the most important. And I'm really glad. So we launched our website, and one of the things that we debated about and kind of went back and forth was creating a Facebook page, because you can do that from Shopify. So I'm really glad we didn't now, because now we can go back and iron it out and make sure that it's solid before we do that. So thank you very much.
Sven, thank you very much. It's fantastic. Dolly, thank you very much. A great case study. Amazing. I'm thrilled that it weaved together brilliantly. Dolly, did you have a final comment or thought or question?
I want to thank Sven and everyone here. Thanks a lot. I feel very comfortable sharing and being myself. And I've got a lot of gems from Sven's guidance. And of course, last question, Facebook group, closed group. Is it a Facebook Messenger that I have to use to create an event and paid event, you know, Suen?
Yes. You have
so
to,
it's
yeah.
Facebook Messenger.
You'll leverage Facebook Messenger. You'll create your Facebook group, but you'll leverage the Facebook Messenger because remember, it's a fine line, right? You're going to be communicating. And here's the thing is the people that you communicate with through Facebook, you can only communicate with them on Facebook unless they give you permission to communicate with them on email. So if they've not agreed to receive an email from you, you can only communicate with them on Facebook or whatever platform they came to you. So if they came to you through IG, then you communicate with them through IG. If they came to you through LinkedIn, then you communicate with them on LinkedIn. Do not make the assumption that you can send them an email unless they've expressly given you permission to send them an email.
So if I use Facebook group and Facebook Messenger, I can capture all the data there instead
Yes,
of using
and
Zoom.
if you've got permission to email them, then you can use their email.
And so I don't need to use Zoom. Am I correct to say?
No, you can use Zoom.
Because I don't have Zoom now. That's why I'm thinking.
No, don't use Zoom. If you don't need it right now, don't use it. Just use your Facebook Live for now. Build your platform around it for now. And then when you're ready to play with the other platforms, then you can do that.
Okay. Thank you very much.
Glenn, thank you so much. Any last little message? Or I think your planning component is probably the part that people just don't invest enough time and energy on planning and working the plan. And I keep hearing it from you. And I'm also one of the people that just jump and do it as opposed to planning. So thank you very much for reiterating that. Any last little message?
For myself, no. I'm just saying have fun with it. Just understand this is a process. It's not an overnight thing. And the more time you spend on the message and what you want to resonate with your audience, the rest of it will flow a lot faster for you.
Fantastic.
Amazing. Thank you.
You're welcome.
Thank you so much, everyone. Have a brilliant week ahead. 22nd of April, and some magic to unfold in the final days of April. Kind prayers and have a brilliant week ahead. Ciao for now.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Enjoy.
Thank you
so much.
Thanks, everybody.
Thank you so much.